Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie. I'm starting a Wednesday workout series, which means I'll be putting out 2 videos per week.
If you're looking to follow along, this would be a great time to pause the video and put on some athletic clothes.
Today we're focusing on abs. I love doing abs. I find it's one of those areas where you can progress really quickly if you focus on diligently doing your exercises. These don't have to be long workouts. I'm talking 10 to 20 minutes, whatever you can fit in. Even after a week, I find I can see a lot more definition in myself. Try setting yourself the goal of doing this every day for 7 days, and I bet you'll see a difference as well. You should always warm up first to prevent injury to your muscles and joints. So before we get into these abs, let's do a warm up together.
Starting with neck stretches, look down toward the floor, and then look up toward the ceiling. Then bring your head straight and turn it to one direction, and the other direction. And then bring it straight and tip it one way, and then tip it the other way. Then do a circular head roll around one direction, and roll the other direction. And then roll down through your spine, think one vertebrae at a time. At the bottom, bend your knees slightly and hang there for between 5 to 10 seconds. And then roll back up, going through each vertebrae. Head is the last thing to come up. Reach your arms up, grab one wrist with the other hand, and bend toward one side. And then bend toward the other. And then to warm up our shoulders, we're going to do arm circles one direction, and then the other direction. And then we're going to start some cardio by jogging on the spot for about 20 seconds. And then we're doing 20 jumping jacks. And then we're going to do a bit of light stretching. Start in a lunge. Make sure your front knee is directly over your heel. And then lower your back knee, tuck your pelvis slightly underneath you, and press your hips slightly forward. Then take your hips back, stretching your hamstrings. You can flex your toe to the ceiling for this. And then shift your hips forward and pick up your back foot for a quad stretch. Come up to 2 feet. And then bring both feet together, slightly bending your knees, and hang there for about 5 seconds. And then repeat these stretches with the other leg. The last stretch we're going to do is a gluteal stretch. Bend one knee and take the other foot past the knee and hug your knee in toward your opposite shoulder, keeping your spine tall. And then repeat this on the other leg.
First exercise we're going to do is single leg lowers.
Coming down onto your back, take your hands and put them under your glutes. Bring your legs up to a 90-degree angle with flexed feet, and extend one leg close to the floor and bring it back in, alternating legs. Start with doing 10 on each side, so 20 in total, and then repeat that 2 more times. Try to bring your belly button down toward the floor and keep your lower back flat. Keep your upper body slightly off the floor so you engage your upper abdominals as well. The lowering of the leg toward the floor engages your lower abdominals. The lower you go, the harder it will be.
Next, we're going to do hip dips.
Coming down to a forearm plank, make sure your belly button is pulled in toward your spine. You're going to lower one hip toward the floor and then switch to the other hip. I do 10 on each side, so 20 in total, and then repeat that 2 more times. Try to keep your head in line with your spine, so you're looking down at the floor just underneath your hands.
Next, we're going to do bicycles.
Coming down onto your back, take your hands and interlock your fingers behind your neck so you're making a little hammock for your neck. Pull in one knee and take the opposite elbow to touch the outside of that knee. The other leg is stretching out with a flexed foot low toward the floor. I do between 20 to 30 of these and repeat that 2 more times.
Next, we're going to do double leg raises.
Coming down onto your back, take your hands, put them underneath your glutes, and stretch your legs up at a 90-degree angle from your body. You're going to lower them toward the floor, as low as you can go without your lower back coming off the floor, and then raise them back up to their starting angle. If you have any issues with your lower back, you might want to be a little gentle with this one or just skip it. Do 10 of these leg raises, and then repeat that 2 more times. Keep your belly button pulled in toward your spine when you do this one, and it doesn't matter whether you stretch your feet or flex them.
Next, we're going to do Russian twists.
Coming down to a seated position, lift your feet off the floor and bring your hands together. Twist from your waist, bringing your elbow down toward the floor. Do between 20 to 30 of these and repeat that 2 more times. The lower you bring your upper body and legs, the harder this will be.
Next, we're going to do plank variations.
Coming onto your hands and feet, with your feet hip width apart and hands just below the shoulders, I usually hold that for about 30 seconds and then stack one foot on top of the other to do a side plank. I lift one hand up toward the ceiling, pulling my belly button in toward my spine. Make sure to lift your hips up away from the floor. I do about 30 seconds per position. So 30 seconds in the middle, 30 on one side, 30 in the middle, and 30 on the other side. The second variation that I would do in the second set of all of these ab exercises is mountain climbers. I like to change these up and do different variations of these. So I'll do 2 straight, 1 with each leg, 2 across, pulling the knee in toward the opposite elbow, and then 2 to the outside, bringing the knee right to the outside of the elbow. I usually do this set 10 times and then repeat it 2 more times. The last plank variation that I would do in the third set of all these ab exercises is a round the world plank. Starting in a classic plank position, you're going to lift one hand up above you, the other hand, and then one foot off the floor and the other foot off the floor. Repeat this 10 more times and then do that whole set 2 more times. In all plank variations, remember to pull your belly button in toward your spine and your shoulders down away from your ears.
Next, we're going to do toe taps with a single leg lower.
Coming down onto your back, extend your legs up at a 90-degree angle from your body and flex your feet. Start with your hands above your head and then reach your hands up toward your toes in a crunch motion, and then lower them back toward the floor in the initial position and 1 foot toward the floor. We're doing this 10 times with each leg, and then we'll repeat this 2 more times with the next sets. Once I complete those exercises, I repeat this whole set 2 more times, adding in and swapping out whichever variations I feel like. If you only have time for 1 more set, do 1 more set. And if all you had time for was that first set, just stick with that. The most important thing is that you get on the mat and you commit to moving. I regularly try to remind myself that I do these exercises for me, to make my body stronger and healthier so it'll last a long time.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and then subscribe to my channel. And also comment what exercises you'd like to see in the future. I'll see you next Wednesday with another Wednesday workout.